Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Vortex Racing Network's production of Monday Night Mayhem. The Moonlight Racing League comes live to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the first to engage 225, the season finale of season 5, coming to culmination here with the first to engage 225. 13 regular season races now coming to a close. Big shout out to our sponsor, First to Engage Motorsports, out of Carson City, Nevada. The new home with new management. You can see the phone numbers on there. These guys, they soup up and modify your Pro R and your Can-Am off-road vehicles. You want to race in off-season, you want to race across the desert, these are your guys. Go check them out. We'll talk a little bit more about them a little bit later in the broadcast. But right now to the business at hand. This regular season pretty much wrapped up with Colin Bollinger having that 54-point lead over Matt Novella. But the real question is, who's going to come in those last spots? Too wide in the booth today. Mean Gene Money, Zach Panzarella bringing you all this action. Boy, tensions are high down on the track, aren't they, Zach?
Oh man, Mean Gene, this is such a big race, and yeah, tensions are higher than ever right now. I'm feeling for these guys, and really, Vegas really can't ask for a higher stakes type of track, really, where one thing can change everybody's destiny here with how close these cars are going to be running together. This is a big one. I'm excited to watch this.
Well, I'm really glad to have this engagement here during the regular season. Remember, last year, this track was where the championship was held. We watched Colin Bollinger with a close race win 1.5-second lead over Tony Iverson. That rivalry carried over all year long. Both of these guys banging doors, hitting quarter panels, going forward. Amazing competition between the two. One last regular season shot for both of them to try to get a win. But this is a win and you're in situation. Look at these playoffs. It's insane. Remember, Jordan Fisher had to bow out because of off-track obligations. That opens up the qualifying for the playoffs to the 13th position all of a sudden. Remember, you have to have 9 races in the regular season to qualify. So the guys I'm looking at, Zach, Steve Lewis, just 6 back behind Applegate for that final position, and then a couple of wild cards. How about Alex Hillman and Eric Gambrell? They got enough starts, but they don't have enough points. I imagine those two dudes are going to drive around like wild men.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting, especially with the Win You're In format here on Monday nights. Anything can happen as long as those guys can meet that eligibility. They can take that spot away from Applegate or Lewis if he's able to outpoint Applegate here today. So all of it very much here to play for. Colin Bollinger looking really good for that regular season championship, but up below him, every position is going to matter. You're going to want that extra win going into these playoffs, not just for the bonus points, but just for that momentum and confidence. So this is a huge one for these guys. And guys like Medina and Geyer, they have to be careful. One bad race, and they might find themselves in a situation they couldn't believe.
Yeah, Jack Sanders also in that same position. He only has a 19-point lead over Steve Lewis. So with 22 people here today, a last place finish by him, a second place by Lewis, and suddenly the Colonel, season 2 champion, he could be on the outside looking in. Lots of action soon to take place. We're here live on the Vortex Racing Network. You're watching the First to Engage 225, brought to you here at Las Vegas. Season finale, getting ready to finish up. Last week, the boys were at Chicagoland, and we saw that rivalry between Colin and Tony continue. Lots of bumping, lots of rubbing. In the end, though, we saw Colin Bollinger make the pass on Eric Thornton with 21 to go, and then he just ran away with it, got the victory, did Colin. Behind him, Tony Iverson second, Grant Applegate with third. Grant Clearly rookie of the year this year. I'd love to say Fisher, but with Fisher bowing out, I got to lean more towards Applegate. I don't know. I'm glad I'm not an admin and have to figure that out, Zach.
I agree. It would be so hard to decide who the rookie of the year is. And we just keep seeing new faces week after week show themselves up front. And man, looking at qualifying major, and I'll pull it up right now. It's just wrapped up. Today is no different.
And the qualifying on the pole is dun 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 dun. Kenneth Redinger. Congratulations, Kenneth. Remember, Kenneth ran so good last week. He did lead laps. Yes. Oh boy, I can't read my own heading. Yes. So he led laps last week. Good to see Kenneth back out there. That 22 fast car. Going to start in the front row with him. Lucas Alves. Lucas, not enough starts this year to qualify, but has had a good year. Grant Applegate in the hunt for the playoffs, holding that last position third. Joe Volpis already firmly in the playoffs. Justin Parham, last week's pole sitter, this week starting from the 5th position. Colin Bollinger, choosing to qualify today, has that regular season championship wrapped up, just here to hunt down some more playoff points. Jay Stinson going to start in 7th. Matt Novella, 2nd in points. Great year for Matty, starting off in 8th. Michael Mata going to start in the 9th position, another playoff driver. And welcome back, Sean Walton, going to be starting 10th in the number 23 Toyota.
Starting 11th place will be Eric Thornton. He'll be looking for a good day and to get that monkey off of his back and park that number 1 in victory lane where I know he thinks it belongs. Louis will be over in 12th place. Starting behind him will be Jack Sanders. Eric Gambrell once again going back to back. He just finished up an ARCA race over the DDIRL over here on BRN, and that's not going to stop him from making the quick PJ over to Las Vegas. And here he is starting 14th. Tony Iverson, we talked about how that rivalry between him and Bollinger took another step last week. He'll be starting in 15th. 16th will be John Beverly. Hunter Hall will be in 17th. He had a great week last week. Can he keep the momentum? Brendan Guerin will be over in 18th place. 19th will be Paul Bardiani. 20th will be Jose Medina. And then not putting down any times will be Andrew Bollinger in 21st. Dalton Geyer in 22nd. Daniel Smith in 23rd. Always great to see him. And Kevin Kyle rounding out a 24-car field.
Man, you got 4 playoff drivers not starting, not qualifying, going to start in the back. Ought to be wild. I think there's only one thing left to do before we go live.
Think so.
And now, race fans, for the most famous words in motorsports, the star of Universal Pictures movie, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry, Kevin James.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Let's go to Joey Logano starting. Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, all kidding aside, big shout out. Congratulations, Kyle Larson. 2nd championship in the big leagues. So now you can say that that's doing the Larson.
Yes, sir.
Good job for him. Back here on the track, though, this is the first to engage, 225. Watching Kenneth Redinger and Lucas Alves lead the pack around. 24 men gonna race today. We saw Daniel Smith and Andrew Bolander log in at the very last second.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a surprise right now. Looks like Dalton Geyer has not come out of the pits yet. Not sure if this is a start and park situation or if this is a sprint and spray situation. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Michael Mata with some connection
issues. Here we
issues.
go. Oh no, Mata also having a game, and there he goes. He just vanished. We'll see what happens here. Couple of playoff guys. All right, Kenneth Redinger is your control car. Going to run that white and blue 99. Away we go. Slow start. Look at that third car on that inside lane. Parham bumping hard. All of a sudden, inside lane 4 deep, going by that outside lane. Jack Sanders going to take it up high. He's got the 115 with him as well. The 60 of Jay Stinson. Lots of action early with that outside lane not going. Kenneth Redinger still in control. Got Applegate and Parham right behind him. Coming out of 3, going through 4, coming across the start-finish line. Kenneth Redinger going to lead lap number 1 here of the first to engage, 225.
Well, there's something in common with Lucas Alves and the worst hand in Texas Hold'em, and that's 2 and 7. Lucas Alves starts in second place, and that was a weird restart. I mean, Gene, big stack up, and he is all the way down to 7th place right now.
Yeah, he just didn't get a good start right there. I don't know if he missed a gear, spun the tires. We'll just have to see how this thing continues to go. But hopefully his tires will engage properly on the asphalt here as they take it around that 20-degree banking at Las Vegas, home of the Season 4 MRL Championship last year. This year, it's the make or break last chance qualifier for so many of these drivers. Redinger continuing to look strong. Led laps last week. Little bit of trouble, though, with the pit cycles cost Redinger an opportunity to race for the win at the end. Here today, though, has to be happy. Parham behind him. Then Grant Applegate, Eric Thornton. Again, Thornton always at the front. I think if he had a quarter-inch more rubber on those tires, we'd see that guy in victory lane.
Oh, I have to agree with you there. And Eric Thornton actually going to the inside of Applegate. Applegate a little bit tight on the outside line. I think one thing that these drivers are likely excited about here at Las Vegas is going to be that line variety that this track presents. Allows you to counter that dirty air that these guys here, love so much. And the first to engage with that top line was Joseph Vulpes, and he already has moved back down to the bottom, and he saw Applegate give it a try and got a little bit tight into the wall, and there it is again.
Yeah, these tracks going to just destroy tires. I might have been spying outside of the Degeneration X trailer and overheard Kevin Kyle, Jack Sanders, and Le talking about this track, and they said the tires are just going to be ate up. Tires going to be at a premium here today. So people going to be very cautious about that. I wonder if that's going to come back to haunt somebody like Grant Applegate, who loves the outside and appears to be super comfortable. So we'll just have to monitor exactly where his tires are. Maybe we can ask him on one of the cautions, jump in his car with him, see what's going on there. Also, want to give a shout out. David Owens not here tonight. Hope everything's going well. David only running part-time. So many series in his schedule. David, miss you tonight, bud. Hope everything is going well on your side of the state, because we both live in Alabama. Redinger, look at him, 0.7 seconds, making it work here at the first to engage, 225.
Yes, he is, Mean Gene. And regarding connection issues, Dalton Geyer is back on track. He is 2 laps down. No sign of Madi yet, and we have another victim. Where did Joseph Vulpes go?
Oh, my word. Joe Vulpes is not showing.
3rd connection issue in just 8 laps, Mean Gene. That is incredible.
I wonder who wrote the Book of Love, but I also wonder if this server is just going to give us some interesting times.
Yeah.
Up front, Kenneth Redinger, look at it now, still 0.7 of a second. Justin Parham having a great run here. Remember, Parham took the pole last week, showed great speed. And so no surprise to see him up there. There's Grant Applegate comfortably into the last playoff position last week, but with only a 6-point lead over Steve Lewis. Said he was going to be hunting a win, and I think right now he's being true to his word. Look how low he goes across that start-finish.
Yeah, one of those tracks where you can really use the apron. Man, I apologize in advance. My voice, as you can tell, is shot because, like you said, Kyle Larson is the champion. I happen to be a Kyle Larson fan, and I happen to have been in Phoenix, Mean Gene. So, yeah, my voice is no longer with us. As here goes Applegate looking at the inside of Parham.
Oh, they're going to touch.
Oh, yes, they are.
Barely rubbing with each other. Applegate takes them all the way up to the wall. Nothing dirty there. Back down as far as he can. Outside lane, holding speed. Side by side for second place. What a run here by Parham and Applegate. Look at Eric Thornton behind him saying, I'll split you too if you keep screwing around like that.
I mean, we've seen how important momentum has been on the exits of these corners all season long. And here in Vegas, it's going to be no exception. Such an important track to keep it rolling fast. And then speaking of getting through this field in a really, really quick manner, Tony Iverson started over in 15th. He is already up to 7th place, and Colin Bollinger, of course, right behind him.
Oh, these two love talking to each other. They're probably waving, reminiscing about running through fields of lilies, watching sunsets together. Nothing better than seeing old friends reunited once again. Speaking of reunited, good to see Plant Smith and Sean Walton out here today as well. They're part-time drivers, teammates of Bolander and Bollinger. So always good to see old faces coming back. And I don't mean old as in age. Sean Walton, not an old man by any means, but good to see him back up on the track. Also, first-year drivers on the track, Paul Ferdiani. How about that guy up 9 spots? Currently running in 10th. Paul Ferdiani, staple over in the Bonfire Race League, now has made the jump over to Monday nights as well. Paul, a semi-professional poker player.
Oh, so how about that?
He plays in those. He plays in those World Series qualifiers and
that's cool.
Regional tournaments. Yeah, he's out there running that number 44 because if you squint your eyes, it'll look like a pair of aces. Oh, he's in a 33 tonight. Somebody took his 44. Yeah, I'm going to petition to get him that number next year, though.
Well, if you squint your eyes, it looks like a pair of 3s. So at least there's that.
Nobody wants a pair of 3s.
As also, look at this. Alves has actually done a great job recovering from that rough restart. Currently battling with Iverson, or Iverson gets by him up to 6th place as Iverson. And Jay Stinson working through the field, doing a great job. He is up to 4th place.
Yeah, great run here by Jay, running in that number 60 Chevrolet. Started in 7th. Now he's powered that thing up. He had an interesting week last week. Remember, late in the race, he was in the top 5. All of a sudden, that car got loose. He took a trip through the grass that didn't bring out a caution, and then just had to suffer his way through it. Speaking of suffering, my word, look in the back of the field. You got Medina, Lewis, Kevin Kyle. Not where you would expect to see those guys. Kevin Kyle firmly in a playoff run. Steve Lewis, 6 points outside the playoffs right now. Needed a great run. Jose Medina, playoff driver as well in that 54 first to engage Toyota. So these guys, I think they're probably just counting points, figuring they're okay. But Steve Lewis, you're not okay, Louie. You're going to have to really put the hammer down. Maybe he's counting laps. Remember, Steve Lewis, part of that first of that Degeneration X team that I was eavesdropping on. So to see Lewis and Kevin Kyle running at the back, maybe they are part of a conspiracy to save tires and turn it into a tire run.
And there's another spot for Iverson as he claims the top 5 from Eric Thornton. Bollinger starting to follow Iverson through the field. And yeah, I think a lot of these guys expected a more hectic race to start things. I don't know why else Kevin Kyle would find himself 25 seconds behind the leader, nearly getting lapped. Same goes for Lewis and Medina. Very, very far off the pace right now. It's too early to be counting backwards, so right now they must just be trying to stay out of any mayhem. But it has not found us yet. This has been a very cordial race so far.
Yeah, nobody really wanting to get a piece of the action. There's Eric Gambrill chasing the 30-031 of Daniel Smith. Gambrill, one of the hotter rookies this year, has had a lot of fun on the track, made some friends and made some foes. So good to see him out there running hard. He's chasing it looks like a police car.
Yeah, Jack Sanders in the police car right there. Looks pretty cool right there as he completes the pass on Alves. And Alves, man, he's probably yelling police right now because he keeps having positions stolen from him right in front of his eyes. He started this race in the front row, and he's almost out of the top 10. Ferdiani will be the next that will likely take a shot at him. Luckily, he has about a second back to there. But we're definitely seeing the long run already start to come into play here on lap 21. Guys like Iverson, Bollinger, Stinson doing such a wonderful job taking care of their stuff, working through the field. And here goes Thornton. It looks like Thornton may have used a little bit up, Mean Gene, now under fire against Bollinger.
Yeah, this is indicative of an Eric Thornton run, though, as he comes out like a bat out of hell. And then at some point in there, the tires and the handling become an issue. Maybe, he's learned a little bit and he's just taking her easy. Stinson. Look how tight it is there with Stinson, Bollinger, Iverson, And there's Thornton. Did I say he learned something and he's holding back? Hell no. He's wide open on the outside lane, taking it 3 wide, thinking, I'm going to win this thing right here on lap number 22.
Yeah, doing no such thing as Eric Thornton right now. Jay Stinson, not sure if he's falling off or if he was caught at the wrong place at the wrong time and just lost all sorts of momentum. Stuck on the bottom now. Saw how low he entered that corner. I do not think he'll have any momentum on the exit. This should be a relatively straightforward pass for the 53 of Bollinger, and yes, it is. Look at that run that top lane creates for you this deep into the race.
Yeah, also looking at a little more action. If you go back to Paul Ferdiani and Eric Gambrell, Ferdiani just did a big boy pass on the outside of Eric Gambrell. And now you can see it riding up into the wall. That's going to let Gambrell peek back up underneath him. There's Hunter Hall coming into the picture as well. So lap 23, we're starting to see the effects of the tire wear already. And with these guys wanting to run side by side with the dirty air and these aero packages, all it takes is a little bit of a plow to come right up into somebody's left side.
And something has happened to Grant Applegate as he has now lost second place to Parham, and he had caught up to Redinger and was putting pressure on him. Let's take a look. Let's go back a little bit here and we'll see what happened here. It's just between Parham and Applegate. I'm assuming Applegate's going to get tight here or something of that nature. Here we go. So look how close he was to Redinger. He had reeled him in about a second. So I think Redinger may have used up his stuff, but Applegate is going to try something here. I think he's going to go over the top and maybe get tight. He is into the wall. That dirty air from the 99 certainly having a play in that as well. And Parham just takes the inside and says, thank you very much.
You know, something that we haven't even mentioned is watching these guys cut down, coming out of 3 into that oval across that start-finish line. You know how hard that is?
Yeah, especially at this point in the run.
Yeah, if you're not at the right angle, you are just going to spin your car. The bump that's involved as well, if your wheel isn't straight, you're doomed. And then coming back on, again, that hard hit onto the car, throwing it off, and then you got to suddenly lean back to the left and try to get that angle. Add in somebody in front of you throwing in dirty air, and that's what we saw happen to Applegate there. But look at him, right back up to speed, not a problem. I love the testicular fortitude of Applegate to continue to bring that car down below the apron here on lap 27.
Yeah, you really, really have to have your car under control. You're right. It feels like ice down there to the point where normally for me at this point in the run, it's not worth the risk. I'm just like, all those who love it, you guys can take that because I am not trying it. Especially with these cup cars, these things love to get upset. Another thing of interest, Kevin Kyle, again, I'm assuming we missed something to gain the race to cause him to be so far behind, but him and Guy are in dangerous territory of getting lapped here. And they're also at the point when they start dumping some dirty air on our leaders, so that's going to be interesting as well. And Tony Iverson has joined the party here with the leaders.
Kevin Kyle, 27 seconds behind the leaders. They ran 30.78 that last lap. Only one other guy ran 30.78. That guy, Kevin Kyle.
that
he's running the same speed as them, but he's only 3 seconds ahead. Look at Applegate. He's taking a look under Parham.
And Parham not with the great entry there. Applegate likely to try to go for a little bit of a slide job, cut that nose off and throw that dirty air at Parham. Oh, it's close. Good job there by Applegate. Parham going to now push him down the backstretch. Tony Iverson. Oh, no!
Oh, Tony will go to the apron. He don't care. Waving his hands in. Oh, no! And then Thornton makes contact with Parham into the wall. Oh, no.
That is likely going to be a broken toe link. We are still green, ladies and gentlemen. And Jack Sanders now going to go around the outside. Alves is next up. And we'll see if Parham can get through this corner and what that 18 car is like now. And hopefully he's just shoving as much Vagisil as he can in his mouth to try to fix this and give him the fortitude he needs.
No, you can only do that with Vaseline. If y'all remember Stephon Marbury, basketball player from the 2000s. Yeah, he ate Vaseline live on YouTube.
I mean, you've seen the South Park episode, right?
No.
Oh,
damn it.
That's where that car is from in the South Park episode.
You killed Parham.
Yep. It's a shame we don't have a Kenny in here. But yeah, in that episode, Carbon drives that, and he eats Vagisil. That's what makes him so fast.
We do have a Kenny. He's in the lead. Leave him out of this.
Oh yeah, don't kill Kenny.
Redinger's having a hell of sweet run. Leave that man alone.
Oh, we never used that mean Gene.
You bastards killed Kenny. Yeah, because he's taken a few mean shots. Right now, lap 32. And how about the distance? Still the same. Kevin Kyle actually ran 0.2 of a second faster than Redinger last time. So Kyle fully aware of the situation that he's in with these cars coming after him. He would love to see some kind of caution come out, give him that opportunity. There is another lapped car. You can see Dalton Geyer is in between Kevin Kyle and Kenneth Redinger. Geyer ran a 38.2 the last time, 30.82. So very similar lap speeds to the leaders. Remember, Geyer and Volpus both with connectivity issues. Nothing wrong with their cars, but they're not getting any kind of draft benefit. Geyer, though, is 3 laps down. So he's run 3 less laps on those tires. So maybe that's going to help him out. Kevin Kyle, though, still on that same lap. So wearing the same tire wear on the car of Kevin Kyle, really needing something to happen. Speaking of something to happen, look at the leaders.
Sorry, we're going to take a look at Parham real quick, but let's go live, actually, and let's take a look at the leaders real quick. And, yeah, looks like Applegate, he is back here. He has reset, and here he is looking to the inside of Redinger.
Yep, it's amazing to see him down. And again, doesn't mind going down below the apron, brings it up smooth. He's getting closer and closer to the apron. He's not going as low as he is. And now look at Applegate riding the apron, and it's Tony Iverson who's up in the Larson lane. What a change of events based on what these two have done all year. Now here's the Tony Iverson we know and love, or loathe, depending on who your favorite driver is. Redinger gonna hold position. Iverson back up. Now gonna eat the dirty air from the 99 of Redinger. Outside lane Applegate. Now it's his turn to get spat upon. What a run by Redinger. 2 hungry drivers directly behind him. Redinger out here hunting his first win of the year.
Redinger driving really intelligently right now. If you pay attention, like look at the 14 of Applegate right now. I'll go to him again. If it's up to him, he does not want to use the bottom of the racetrack. He is very, very fast up top. That is definitely his preferential line. Every time he's gotten a run on Redinger that's allowed him to get side by side, Redinger has forced him to the bottom. He is not giving him the line that he knows he wants, and that is very good defensive driving. But I don't know if there's anything you can do about the 13 of Iverson.
Look at the 53. That's that Dr. Pepper machine. He's the 4th car, looking low below Grant. Grant has to know the history of all these drivers here. I would imagine that he doesn't want to get involved, but he also doesn't want to lose any position. Eric Thornton, he's trying to creep back into this thing, half a second back in 5th. And then look at the gap, 3.5 seconds behind Thornton to get back to Jay Stinson. Remember, Eric Thornton made contact with Stinson. Stinson went into the wall, and that is probably damage to that number 60 Chevrolet. Up front, Tony Iverson's had enough of second place. Wants first, makes contact with the 99. Bollinger touches it. Oh, poor guy. Kenneth Redinger just turned into a ping pong ball, and he went over the net twice.
Yeah, he got put in the middle right there. Some drama that he did not want to be a part of. It's to see Grant Applegate going to bring it down for a scheduled pit stop. And I do think that will create an avalanche of drivers pitting now, as you really don't want to spend longer out on these older tires than you need to. I think Iverson is coming in this time. No, he is not. Iverson just that good on the bottom right there, but great pass there by Iverson. Redinger tried to come back at him. Really took a good shot on the bottom, but Iverson put the squeeze on and said, absolutely no way. Eric Thornton now going to be the next bringing down the pits. And I actually made that same mistake trying to show the replay. I mean, Gene, it wasn't Stinson who hit the wall. It was Parham.
Well, Parham's broke too. Meanwhile, up front, Bollinger with a great crossover takes over second from Kenneth Redinger. These guys really making good speed, but these guys that are short pitting, their best lap was 1.5 seconds faster than the current lap of the drivers on the track. That's something that you need to be aware of. So I know you want to be out there, but it's time to engage the pit crew. It's time to come down, take those 4 fresh tires, and get your lap times back up to competitive speed.
Yeah, you saw the first to engage there was Applegate, and I really do think that's going to get Applegate the lead once this all cycles through, if it does stay green. It's just a matter of,
What are we doing, Paul?
Paul Ferniani misses his pit stall by, I don't know.
It's not your pit. You
3
can't share
stalls.
pits.
Jeez, that's a lot of pit stalls to be missing right there. So that's going to cost him a lot of seconds when he comes back on the track. And man,
Yeah, you're not Gibbs. You're not Joe Gibbs Racing. You can't
just
share
go to
pits.
the other one. Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought it was cool, but I didn't know it was a thing. This is going to be Tony Iverson's turn, I believe. Yes, it is. He'll be following Steve Lewis. Following him will be the 99 of Kenneth Rediger / 22. Never wants to do the right number ever. Hopefully he's just switching to the 99. And that's going to give the lead to Jay Stinson, followed by Jack Sanders. Jack Sanders is having a great run. A quiet one, even though he has those police sirens on, but a great run.
Well, you know, the first to engage are our first responders. Big shout out to all the police, firemen, and paramedics out there that keep all of us safe here. And Jack Sanders representing here today, trying to pull Jake Stinson over. Let's see. Yep, he pulls him over, and they come.
Wee woo, wee woo.
Wee woos. And here comes Daniel Plant Smith. He's like, you know what? I'll pass a cop with his lights on. I don't even care.
That's a quap, and he doesn't even care.
Nope, he's just making it happen. So we're deep in the rotation here at the first to engage 225. First set of pit stops happening right now. Been a relatively clean race also, Zach.
Very clean, yeah.
Great racing out here, especially for a regular season finale. But I'm imagining a lot of people want to show that patience. Tires were a big talk about what could be a factor here today. Ooh, look at the entry speed of Kyle.
Novella. And that was Matt Novella. God, that was impressive. That was
Why Novella
so...
got the same paint scheme as Kyle?
I know. Especially when he has a
What are they
Shark
doing?
Reaper available to him. He's like, no, I want this Kevin Kyle tribute scheme. Which, I mean, I respect that.
That's beautiful. All right. So we're waiting to see Grant Applegate come around. Remember, Applegate did pit on lap number 38. He started off that rotation. Once we swing around, it will be Applegate taking the lead. There he goes. He's into the lead. Time for some extra points there for the number 14. It's got him a 2-second lead over Eric Thornton. Colin Bollinger behind him. Then Redinger, Sean Walton now moving his way up as well. So that's a guy we haven't really talked about much, is Sean Walton. He's supposed to be the 23, but as I look at his car, it might be an 87.
It could be. And that was a 22-second pit stop for Matt Novella.
And what's going on with Iverson? He's also living in the pits.
Oh, no. There he goes. That was
And that's
a
his second
44-second pit stop. You know what that is, my friend?
Yeah, that's a 40-second penalty. So he had to come back down. Oh, my word. That's going to put him 2 laps down. Nothing but frustration from that number 13 right now.
Oh, that's brutal for Tony Iverson, man. Granted, I mean, if you're going to do it now. Don't do it next week or any week after that. This is your last chance to make a mistake like that. Iverson taking advantage of it, I guess. But oh my goodness, if we do not see at least 2 to 4 cautions, Iverson can kiss any chance to win this race goodbye.
Yeah, luckily for him, though, he has those 2 wins on the season already, guaranteeing his spot in the round of 12. That will start just next week. And, of course, all of this will be a 7-race playoff culminating December 22nd at Kentucky Motor Speedway. Regular season finale, though, underway. Lap number 48 of a scheduled 150 here. First to engage 225, being led by Grant Applegate. 2.7 second lead over Eric Thornton. Fastest car on the track that last lap, Matt Novella, 29.96. Tony Iverson, 29.87. But being 2 laps down, I'm kind of hesitant to talk about the 13 Ford right now.
Yeah, I think a lot of viewers at home thinking, hey, finally a race where they don't talk about Tony Iverson the whole time. But yeah, Tony Iverson potentially taking himself back in contention right there. We'll see how the rest of this goes. Also, as we predicted, this did give the lead to Applegate being the first to pit. He came in on lap 38, Thornton 39, and Bollinger all the way back in 41, and Redinger, who is leading the most of this race to start it, was over on lap 42. So just like we talked about, that is the type of power we expected the undercut to have. So we are seeing that be demonstrated very much so on the early end of it, right? So now we get to see, first of all, if we can stay green for about 20, 30 more laps, and how Applegate fares with the older tires. He is kind of the guinea pig to everyone behind him right now.
Well, we said tires would be an issue, but right now with that short pit, he has put a lot of drivers behind the 8 ball. Kevin Kyle is now a lap down, 5 seconds back. As far as lap times go, he's a full second slower than Applegate. Paul Ferdiani, 2 laps down, along with Iverson. Dalton Geyer, 3 laps down. Remember, he had the connectivity issue. And then this one, I don't understand. Steve Lewis, Louis being shown 4 laps down. Not really sure what happened to the 88 Chevrolet.
A minute 40 pit stop, Mean Gene. A minute 40 pit stop, yeah. So something in
maybe,
the pits.
Yeah, maybe he had to go tinkle. You never can tell with those guys.
And a minute 40 would not be a bad time.
Wow, and look at him racing the
now
leader,
he's racing
though.
the leader. Empty bladder,
like,
full heart.
Yeah, well played, my friend. Look, if you're Applegate, let him go, dude. You don't want a piece of that.
Use his draft. He has newer tires. Just use his draft. Just do it.
Yeah. Louis did pit back on number 41. So Applegate gonna let Lewis go by, and Lewis not won this year, but he does have a win to his resume. So that 88 does have the ability to lay down some burners. So Applegate, I think, showing a lot of wisdom there. Let that 88 get ahead of him. Let him pull you around, because now you're getting a free tug. Meanwhile, Bollinger and Thornton I meant that. Bollinger and Thornton, they're about 3 seconds back, but they've been working together, that giving them 0.3 of a second quicker, gaining position on Applegate. So perhaps Applegate can make use of this lap driver, push him around a little bit faster. What happened to Kenneth Redinger? Well, he's closing the gap on the 3rd place car of Eric Thornton. He should soon be in their draft. You can see the 3 right there. And then it's a little bit of a journey back to the 5th place car of Justin Parham. That's that number 18 Chevrolet. They got in the wall. I think he didn't have a chance to do any repairs, though.
Didn't fix it. That's so impressive.
Yeah, he just put fuel tires and said, let's go racing. Behind him, Eric Gambrill. Gambrill, the rookie, up 8 spots. And behind him, Daniel Smith, up 16 spots. He's running in that Pennzoil Scheme 31. So Gambrill and Smith, both a couple of aggressive drivers. We'll see what happens as these tires start to wear. They pit on lap number 43. 13 laps of wear on the tires. Let's revisit these 2 boys in about 15 more laps.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how that pans out. Hoping we stay green to really see the second wave of green flag racing and see what these boys have learned. But in the meantime, we're getting closer to the stage. We want to caution, but 2 where we'll pay us some points. So what do you say we crank it up real quick?
Let's do it.
Yellow flag is out.
And we are under caution, Mean Gene.
Daniel Plant Smith, Eric Gambrell getting together. We made mention that those were two of the more aggressive drivers on the track and said, let's revisit that in 10 laps. Here we are, 10 laps later, and those two boys decided, hey, I don't know you well enough.
Man, we don't call the future this well on rebroadcasts.
No. Here it is.
Oh, right behind Parham. Oh. Just coming together right there.
Ooh, the cha-la-la right there.
Yes, indeed. So that's an interesting time for this caution to come out. I don't want to say the words that I know this league hates so much, Mean Gene. This might be a fuel mileage race now.
No.
No. Oh, here we go.
Damn it, you bastards killed Derek.
All the leaders going to bring it down. Applegate, Bollinger. Quite a few.
I'm keeping an eye on Matt Novella. I think maybe he had a little contact. He's blinking as well.
Car looks okay overall from what I can tell, but you never know with these next gens. Either way, not the day but Novella was hoping for. Luckily, he's put himself in great position in terms of points. So a lot of quick pit stops here, a lot of 7-second pit stops going on right now. So my assumption, Mean Gene, is a few guys just took 2. What do you think?
Let me go back. I'm sorry. I was fixated on staring at Matt Novella. Here we go. We are on. I was staring at him. All right, lap number 64. So the boys came in on 63, and absolutely, Rediger, Bolander, Stinson, top 3 cars. I think they just took fuel. Daniel Smith is in 4th. I think he took right sides. Grant Applegate in 5th, 14.73 pit stop. I believe that he took all 4. Behind him, Sanders and Medina. I think they just took fuel. Then you got Bollinger and Eric Thornton taking 4 for sure. Brandon Guerin taking just fuel. Beverly, right sides. And then Novella, just fuel. Hunter Hall, Sean Walton. Sean Walton actually 25-second pit stop. Not really sure what happened there.
Damage
repair and
there.
There's Applegate asking on the radio, did you take 2 tires or 4?
And here comes a bunch of lies.
Yeah, and here comes the commissioner, John Beverly, said Bill's Mafia. He didn't even respond. Just said Bill's Mafia. So again, we're live here at Las Vegas. 2 wide in the booth. Zach Panzarella with Mean Gene Money. We are at Las Vegas for the first to engage 225. Final season, the finale of our regular season. Also, Zach, let's give a big shout out to the league sponsor, Chantilly Lace Photography. Chantilly Lace, 3 locations on the East Coast: Charleston, South Carolina; Myrtle Beach, South Carolina; Savannah, Georgia. Brandon and Krista Guerin, 18 plus years of experience, staff of over 30. They do all types of your wedding as well as family photography needs. They could put an album together. Let's give them a shout out if you got plans in the future. Chantilly Lace Weddings. About to go green, pace car out of the way. Kenneth Redinger back up in the lead. Andrew Bolander next to him. Did not take tires. Here we go. Away we go. Kenneth Redinger inside lane making it work. Going to bring Bolander with Jay Stinson with him. Outside lane in that 24, pretending he's Jax Duvall. with that paint scheme throwing me off. Going to be Andrew Bolander with Grant Applegate. We're rolling strong now. Kenneth Redinger, great lead on to the backstretch. 0.2 of a second quickly. Single file top two, then all inside lane. Grant Applegate trying to sneak by. Jay Stinson runs him close to the wall. Dives back down below the apron for the start-finish line. And here comes Andrew Bolander in that peach and white 24, trying to make the inside lane work as well, forcing Stinson to the outside lane. Great racing here on that restart. Applegate in second. He's got those freshies. Going to see what he can do ripping that rail.
Ooh, you see the 24 trying to use the inside. Thornton making some great moves. Tons of line flexibility in that one car right now. You saw him go top to bottom through 1 and 2 of that last. We'll see what he does this time. Really good job by Applegate to clear everybody. He actually didn't have control of the restart. Redinger did, but he was able to get the lead there. So Applegate back off to the races. And this is the most... Beverly around.
The commish. Oh,
Caution's
that's
out.
going to leave a mark.
Big hit for John Beverly. That will be the commish's day, and that is a shame because he had a great restart going for himself. Made a really sexy move on the outside to start that restart, and this one just... Let's see, Jose Medina and Bollinger around him. Bollinger to his outside. Medina just up into...
Looked like little light contact.
Yeah. Massive hit for Beverly, and with no faster pair this season, that will be all she wrote.
Good news, bad news. Bad news, that might be the end for Beverly. Good news for some, nightmare for others. Guess who was most likely the lucky dog candidate?
Welcome back to the late lap, Tony Iverson, I'm assuming.
Freaking Tony Iverson, the
Yup.
damn Undertaker, will not go away. He returns to put some more people in the grave. It's kind of like you think you knocked him out, and then all of a sudden he just sits straight back up. Wow.
It really is. It is a moment just like that as we're on board here with Beverly, and that is all he saw. Man, nothing J-Bev could do there. End of day for the 0-1. That's a shame.
Yeah. Now, meanwhile, up front, Daniel Smith, he took right sides, decides to come back down. I wonder if he's going to put the other side of tires on there, because he watched just how quick Applegate and Thornton were. Now, Redinger choosing to stay out.
Fuel.
Lots of other people coming in. Just fuel. Interesting.
We are in a fuel mileage race, I think, me and Gina, I really do. There's 5 to go until the stage is over, so this will be a shootout for stage points here, which is huge for drivers near that cut line. Look at guys like Dalton Geyer, Steve Lewis, excuse me, Grant Applegate. This will be a massive stage win for Grant Applegate.
Yeah, the biggest guy we're looking at for stage points has got to be Lewis, trying to make it up. Unfortunately for him, 2 laps down, so not going to see anything to go right there for him. Geyer, though, he's got a little bit of a buffer. He's not quite in that panic mode. We'll see where he finishes. But Lewis is going to have to make up a lot of ground, assuming we don't have a new first-time winner. Now, Hunter Hall as well out there up in 6th, so that's a guy that could take a dub.
That'd be big for Hall, too.
And move up. So that's a guy you got to keep an eye on right there. Hunter Hall, what's he going to do with it? He showed a lot of speed at various points in the season, but yet to seal the deal. Maybe today could be the day for the number 26 Chevrolet. Up 11 spots right now. Really in a good position to get some stage points and set himself up for a late run at the win here at the first to engage 225 at Las Vegas.
And get this, Mean Gene, going into this race, you are given, Grant Applegate was 11 points behind Jack Sanders, and that was the buffer, right? If somebody else wins, that guy is out. Wherever Applegate is right now, that whoever ends up 13th would be out if someone wins from the outside looking in. If Applegate is able to win this stage, and Jack Sanders currently sitting in 15th place, is not able to get to the top 10 and collect stage points, make that gap 1 point.
Man, that'd be scary. Meanwhile, Tony Iverson does come down to take a little bit of fuel. 15 seconds for Iverson. So I think he came down and got some tires and says, I'm going to drive right through the rear of this field. So don't get in my way. I'm going to just kick my legs like this. And if you get in the way, well, it's your own fault. All other drivers in the back, Eric Gambrell, still on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap. That's number 46 Toyota. Gambrell recently defecting from Ford to Toyota. So that's just another storyline for you guys out there at home. Pace car about to get out of the way. Keeping an eye on Grant Applegate. He is the control car. Chose the outside. No surprise there. Away we go. Great start. Gets about a one-car lead. Outside late. Stinson not going fast with him. Inside, Redinger getting a push from Eric Thornton. Then a little bit of a gap back to Jose Medina, now running in the 5th position. That's the farthest up we've seen the 54, first to engage Toyota today. Daniel Plant-Smith now rubbing his left quarter panel. You better stay high, Jose, or you're going to go for a ride. Daniel Smith hugging that apron to get by the 54. Behind them, here comes Hunter Hall and Colin Bollinger now looking high above Medina. Let's go 3 wide, Zach.
Bollinger going to shoot it to the outside. Hunter Hall to the inside. Medina, the meat in the sandwich. Here we go. Only 2 laps to go in the stage. Into the wall a little bit as Bollinger doesn't kill his momentum too badly. Sean Walton with a head of steam behind Medina. And you can tell right here, this is right around the last points where the points are going to pay out. You can see how much of these means to these drivers.
Bolander and Novella, those are the guys fighting for 10th and 11th right now. You can see a little bit of contact behind them with Guerin and Lucas Alves. Bolander with the spot up front. Applegate with a great lead. Really excited about getting him into that opportunity. It'll be one more round to seal it. 75 and to 75 will be what when those stage points are awarded. Oh my word, look at now Redinger and Bollinger having a great fight, as well as Stinson and Hall. This thing's pandemonium.
This is a crazy restart. These guys are figuring this track out, and you can tell that they want to go early in these runs and get the positions when they're available to them. Not to mention how different the tire situations are going throughout this pack now. We talked about how big of a stage win this would be for Grant Applegate, and he is less than a corner away from it. It looks like that is going to be it for Applegate. First stage win, I believe, of the season, and could not have come at a better time. Sanders nowhere to be found, and that's going to be 1 point now he has to make up to be in these playoffs, nearly guaranteed, as it's going to be Thornton, Smith, Bollinger, Redinger, Stinson, Hall, Walton, Medina, and it looks like Al just made the pass on Novella. I believe Novella got the last pass, or the last one.
No, Alves got him. Alves got it. I was watching it when they came across. That was a hell of a battle. Yeah, Sean Walton and Medina had a great run on the outside to close up that gap. I wonder how much slower the next couple of laps are going to be for all these guys after they put it down on their car. Also, other guys back on the lead lap. Kevin Kyle back on the lead lap now, running in 10th in that number 29 Chevrolet. See him peeking below Medina right there. So guys we thought were gone have now returned. 18 cars on the lead lap. The first guy that would be eligible would be Paul Ferdiani, only 1 lap down. So 1 caution away from the Gambler getting back on to the lead lap. Up front, Applegate. This guy's been hunting a win all year. Got into that playoff position on points. But boy, wouldn't it be nice to show up to the party with an invitation that didn't say +1 on it.
And we talked to Applegate last week, and he was not coming here to points race. He wanted to win this race. He didn't want to think about a new winner. He didn't want to think about anything besides going to victory lane and knowing he'd be in this postseason. So far, so good for Applegate. It looked like his biggest competition was going to be Kenneth Redinger, but Redinger, the more he's fallen into traffic and had to deal with dirty air, the more he struggled. Quite the adverse for drivers like that driver who just passed them, like Sean Walton. Up to 6th place goes Walton. And don't call it a comeback. We just talked about him. Kevin Kyle back on the lead lap and quickly driving through this field. He is already up to 9th place.
Kevin Kyle got those fresh tires, as does Iverson behind him, 9th and 10th. Ahead of them, Sean Walton's doing what he's doing on old tires, which makes that all the more impressive. Side by side now, Walton looking to go around Hall, that 6-7 car. Isn't that what the cool kids say, 6-7? Maybe that's why he's got that
6-7? It probably is. It has to be.
I'm going to bet you $100 that's why he does it. Hunter Hall looking down on the apron now, making a good race with Walton, moving forward. But quickest laps out there being turned by Eric Thornton as he is trying to chase down Grant Applegate. I wonder if he's trying to chase down Applegate as much as he is trying to keep that lead over the 53 of Bollinger. The 53 in third. Behind him, his teammate Daniel Smith. Behind him, his teammate Sean Walton. So here comes the Mo Power team in third, fourth, and fifth.
Didn't take too long. We're just now past the halfway point of this race. Big hit in the wall there for Hunter Hall on exit. You can see those old tires starting to really give him a hard time. Same thing going on for guys like Jose Medina, who has fallen down the field just a little bit. A lot of different strategies going on, and I think a lot of these guys who didn't take tires or took two, either regretting it right now or hoping for a caution soon. It looked like cautions were about to breed more, but another good solid run going on here. And one thing to keep our eye on will be if Thornton can keep making that lead smaller for Applegate. We saw Thornton kind of fall off on that first run. What did he learn, or is he just using it up right now to try to give himself a shot at that 14?
He was smart enough to put tires on it every chance he gets. He did it again back on lap 63. The only other person with fresher tires, we saw Iverson take tires on 70. He's already moved back up into 8th place. We also saw tires were taken back on 69 by Jack Sanders, but Sanders not moving through the field the way that we see Iverson. Sanders still in 15th, trying to cut through, whereas Iverson has made it to 7th with his fresher tires. Now, don't count out other drivers such as Hunter Hall, who took his on 63. Hall trying to close the gap on Sean Walton, but that whole Mo Power team, what an amazing lap speeds. They're faster on those older tires than Applegate and Thornton on the newer ones.
Yeah, they definitely have something figured out, whether it be line choice or just knowing how to save, because they're doing an amazing job. And then someone like Redinger, who stayed out, did not put tires on. He started this in the lead on this particular run, and he has already faded all the way back to 9th as Kevin Kyle completes that pass. Kevin Kyle up to 8th. Based on pit times, Kevin Kyle definitely on fresh tires, and it's definitely it's Kyle a little bit tight there into the wall. Hopefully not too much damage there. But it's definitely looking like the fresh tires were the move, especially if we stay green. If we have more cautions, those who saved will be at an advantage.
I love it, because that's what I was about to say, is right now Redinger doesn't have that speed of the fresher tires, but well, you know what he does have? He has an extra set of sticker tires in the pits waiting for any kind of caution towards the end of the race, because a 1.5-second difference is what we saw on sticker tires versus tires that were 25 laps old. So that is something we're going to keep an eye on. Will it stay green with this many cars, 22 still on the track? It could definitely pop up and be an issue. Also, want to give a magnanimous in a defeat award to Joe Volpus, who continues to run. Volpus losing about 20 laps. I don't even know how many, 11 laps down, still trying to power forward, but not giving up, making the best of a bad situation. And you know, even if you're not out here racing for the win, you can still race these guys. You can still have a good time. Joe Volpus, definitely reputation for being a clean driver. Just got a win on Sunday at Badlanta in the Premier Cup. So he's just out here having a good one, but he'd love to see about 27 cautions where they don't claim other cars get back on that lead lap. Up front, last lap was still about the same between Applegate and Thornton. That lead still 0.6 of a second, but now Thornton gonna get some help, maybe from Bollinger, or he's gonna get some bumper. I don't know which, but the ability is there for the 1 and the 53 to work with each other, maybe get a little bit more speed to close that gap. Behind them, Smith and Sean Walton are racing with each other as well. So not a lot of single file going on back there, more of a little bit of side-by-side racing. You can see, again, Walton looking high, trying to make the pass. That's not the way to catch up to the guys in front of you. Tony Iverson a little bit back in 6th, all by himself, trying to make the best of a bad day. And there we go. This is for 2nd.
Bollinger has been putting down some ridiculously fast laps in the past about 5 or 10. Even when he was falling so far close to Thornton, dealing with all that dirty air, he was still a top 3 fast car on the track every lap. So Bollinger has something figured out right now. We'll have to see if he can now start to reel in Applegate. They have kept that margin pretty similar, and also behind that, Walton completes the pass on Daniel Smith.
Applegate, Thornton, and Walton all had the same time. They were 2nd fastest. Who was the fastest? Tony Iverson. So that guy's got, remember though, his tires, he pitted back on lap number 70. You know, as I watch this 53 make his way around, I'm wondering to myself, did he come in, take tires on 63 like the other guys, and then just come back on 69 for fuel? Remember, there were a couple of guys that did that, and I'm thinking that Sean Walton, Daniel Smith, and Bollinger all had to do that, because there's no way that they're going to be 30 laps into this run putting down the fastest laps.
Yeah, I definitely do think that's what happened there, and it's working so far for Bollinger. I mean, we know that he is one of the best long-run drivers in this entire league, so not super surprising to see how much he still has underneath that car. And yeah, it really doesn't even put him at a disadvantage or advantage against somebody like Applegate, who he's trying to catch right now. So that will be fun to watch, as throughout this field there is battling everywhere you look. With this on screen right now is Sanders versus Novella, and this is for 12th place. And in front of them, a 3-car battle for the top 10. All types of craziness right now.
Yeah, you got to love seeing that action. About to go 3 wide. That's Andrew Bolander, Lucas Alves, and the 60 of Jay Stinson. And they're definitely racing. And with a display of speed, you can see Jack Sanders got the lights on behind him, trying to pull him over. But you know what? You might be a Kentucky colonel, but you sure as hell ain't a real peace officer. They're not going to pull over for anybody. Behind them, Matt Novella, trying to get back up through the pack. Novella with a great start to the season. Lots of top 5 finishes to get him into 2nd in the points. What Novella needs, though, is some late run speed if he's going to compete with the likes of an Applegate, a Bollinger, a Thornton, a Tony Iverson. Those are the 4 names that stand out to me at the moment. But what are you, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody gave me a call on the phone like a Joe Volpes and said, what are you talking about, buddy? I'm fast too. Or a Kevin Kyle. Lots of speed out there. It's just a matter of luck, skill, and starting position. And then, of course, the infamous fuel mileage. Ooh, look at Novella put that move on Stinson. About rubbed his bumper to get by, makes that pass. What a move by the 56.
I think this group of 5 or 6 are getting pretty sick of one another. They've been battling it out for about 20 laps now. And yeah, I think we'll know in about 10, 15 laps time if this is a fuel mileage race or not. We saw guys like Bollinger come back down and get that extra splash of fuel, but he has reeled in Applegate now by about half a second in the past 5 laps, so he is not saving by any means. Was that extra stop enough? They need to get, in my opinion, to around 110 to comfortably make it to the end of the race. No one of the leaders has brought it down yet. I would think if you're like Applegate and you last pit in lap 63, we're about 5 laps away from it, but we'll have to see.
Very curious to see what decisions are going to be made. We've seen Applegate run out of fuel before in these long-run fuel race situations. But behind him, look how much quickly Bollinger is going. The lap time's very similar now, but as you said, Applegate definitely let off the hammer for a couple of laps, maybe trying to save fuel. maybe trying to save tire. Thornton behind them are running about the same lap time, but he's a second 18 behind. Then you got Walton, who has pulled away from Daniel Smith, and Tony Iverson continuing to close the gap. Tony tied for fastest lap speed with Bollinger the last couple of laps. So not a surprise to see that Undertaker rise from the mat and push himself back up into the top 6.
Not surprising at all. Hunter Hall doing an incredible job maintaining track position. Still in 7th place right there. He is close to being...
Can I low-key vote for him?
I know, right? Because he's making himself easy to root for right now. What an amazing job. And yeah, he's close to just being able to take those tires off and be in the same situation as everybody else. So this really could not be going better for Hunter Hall right there over in 7th. And at least he doesn't have to deal with all this, because this group right here just cannot get away from each other. And Redinger continues to bleed. This is now for 12th for Redinger.
Jack Sanders trying to look underneath him, get by. Redinger still with good speed, trying to make it to that pit stop. Matt Novella going to come up close on Sanders. Jay Stinson right behind him. That's 14th and through 10th. All having a good time with it. 10th place car, Lucas Alves trying to get away. Behind him, though, side by side, Redinger and Jack Sanders making it work. I think this might be the one. Sanders down on the apron, gets a good run. Gonna slide right up in front. I guess Redinger wasn't the car he was trying to pull over.
Not that time. That was an insane slider by Jack Sanders. Very well executed. Put that dirty air right on him. It looks like we may have had a car coming down the pits that time, did we? No, but we do have a battle for the lead.
Battle for the lead. Colin Bollinger looking underneath. Grant Applegate side by side. SDK going crazy. Look at the speed of the 14 on the outside, refusing to lose and gonna hold on for an... Oh, what a crossover. Dirty air in the mouth of the 53 Dr. Pepper. And here comes another crossover as Bollinger gonna look down low. Outside speed working. If anybody can ride that rail, it's Applegate.
This is good stuff. Applegate being so defensive over that outside line, not going to give it to Bollinger. Bollinger's going to have to throw a slider if he wants to complete this pass, and Applegate kind of showed him right there what he's going to do if he goes for it. He has that slider, or he has that crossover ready to go. Cut the nose off the 53 last time around. This time, just look at those runs you get on the outside if you're Applegate. That is really, even if the 53 is faster, that outside lane may be enough. We'll see it. If it's not, shut the door.
He touched it. He touched the wall. You touched it. That bubble burst, and around goes Bollinger. But I'll tell you what, it's lap 105. I would imagine we're getting ready for fuel stops very, very soon. Great battle up front. If I'm Applegate, save the tires. Think about that gap, because you are in the battle with this 53. You've shown that speed. You're both on that same strategy. If Applegate can make it to, like you said, that 110, that 111 mark, have enough fuel for the end, that ought to be very, very interesting. Will he be able to hold off the charge of Bollinger, who would be on fresher tires?
Yeah, and also on that last run, in the midst of this green flag run, when we started to get cautions and things got a little bit jumbled up, Applegate did do the undercut to get that lead, and his lead was decreasing pretty significantly. He was losing about 200ths a lap. So I think he's learned a little bit from that. I don't think he's going to undercut as aggressively, but I do still think he's going to go for the undercut. I think he's going to pit before Bollinger, but I don't think 4 laps before, 5 laps before is the move anymore. I think he's going to run this thing as long as he can to put himself as close as he can to that pit lap of Bollinger.
Agree 100%. Meanwhile, Tony Iverson made his way around Daniel Smith. Daniel had a slower lap. Not sure what happened with that 31 Toyota, but it allowed Iverson to sneak around. Iverson still running faster lap than the leaders. It's about the same now.
Thornton.
Here comes Eric. Yep, it's time.
It's lap 110 or 109, I believe. Yeah, so this is right on the bubble, I think, Mean Gene, if we are to stay green. So this will be interesting. Thornton, the first to bite. I do think this is going to give Thornton some good track position, if not the lead, depending on how long Bollinger wants to wait.
You know, I think the drivers behind Walton, you know, like Iverson back, why not come in and pit now?
I agree.
And hope for a caution, and then you still got that last set of tires.
Here comes Iverson.
Because you need something to happen to get you back up with Applegate and Bollinger. You're not going to beat them straight up. If you come in at the same time they do and come back out, you're still 7 seconds behind. You're still 4 seconds behind. You need to do the short pit and just roll the dice. Hopefully there's a caution that tightens you up. You all get tires. Maybe you're still ahead of them if that caution happens soon enough. You'll just have to wait and see. But rolling the dice, I think, is the way to go. Bollinger and Applegate just too fast today.
I totally agree. Now you have Applegate in the pits along with Walton. You saw getting his service there was Tony Iverson, and I would have done the exact same thing, Mean Gene. I completely agree. What I love about what Iverson did there, he used a set of fresh tires to get him back that track position due to that early penalty. That worked. It got him back in the top 5, and now we got him back on early to try for the undercut as Bollinger going to bring it down this time. Tony Iverson understanding his situation and not leaving any gray area. He is committed to it, and I like that a lot. So Daniel Smith going to take the lead now. He's the one who's able to stretch this the longest. Kevin Kyle as well. Bollinger is still out here, but now we get to see how this cycles out.
Here comes the 53. Colin Bollinger now choosing to take tires. Going to turn it over to Daniel Smith up in the front. Has a slight lead over Kevin Kyle. Both of those guys, all 6 cars on the track, top 6, all pitted on lap number 69. They've made it past that number you talked about. Kyle gonna stay out and lead a lap. Why not? He's playoff race. He's still speeding. Look at that.
That was insane by Smith. Drifted pretty much, I don't know, 1,000 yards into the pits. If he didn't speed, I'll be very, very impressed. Great job by him. Alv's gonna bring it down as well. So we did speculate a little bit about what that undercut would do. Here comes Bollinger back out, and look who just passed him to his outside.
Yep. Brilliant move there.
No!
Oh, contact.
Oh, no! Ty Dillon, William Byron situation at the same track in the
Thornton.
same spot.
Thornton into the back of Kevin Kyle. Everybody's still rolling. But that was disastrous, I imagine, for both drivers.
I'm not sure if Kevin Kyle didn't call it out. I'm not sure if there wasn't.
Oh, he called it. I heard it.
All right, then there we go. You cannot blame Kevin Kyle for that there, but that was a terrible moment for the one of Thornton.
Do the question. Did you come in a little higher than you normally do? Remember that?
Exactly. Yep, just a little higher than normal.
Here comes Andrew Bolander into the pit. I believe that is the 11 of Vulpes behind him. Oh my word. Calamity on lap number 113. Meanwhile, up front, it's going to be Grant Applegate once this cycles around, but that lead only 0.3 seconds. Tire differential, only 1 lap. So this is what we wanted to see. Applegate pulled the move, the short pit, only by 1 lap. That gave him the slight lead. Behind him, here comes Tony Iverson, but Iverson 4 seconds back. Gonna have some work to do. All 3 drivers took fresh tires on their pit stop. Walton right behind Tony Iverson. Iverson did a shorter pit, came in first on 109, so that gave him the track position. And you gotta wonder, Eric Thornton, he's still rolling, but that last lap was almost a second slower. Here comes his next one, 30-42. 0.3 of a second slower is Thornton. Gotta have damage.
Here is the incident. This is an instant replay of the incident. There's Thornton coming out with the head of steam, misses him by just a little bit, drifts into the wall. I think Thornton might have gotten off okay with no damage there, but boy, oh boy, could that have been terrible.
Meanwhile, you know who didn't get off without damage? It's Applegate. Emotional damage. As Colin Bollinger peeked around him, made the pass, and now Applegate has to watch the 53 take
fast.
the lead. Yeah, did not take long. And here we are on lap number 117, watching this happen. Ladies and gentlemen, you're live on the Vortex Racing Network. Too wide in the booth. Mean Gene Money with Zach Panzarella bringing you the first to engage 225 from Las Vegas. This is the regular season finale for Monday Night Mayhem season number 5. Winning you're in situation, but Colin Bollinger already has 3 wins, looking to make it 4. Great racing here today.
And now here we have another two who are big fans of one another, Sean Walton and Tony Iverson. Walton with the head of steam, I believe fresher tires. Yes, he does.
That bounce.
Yep, bounces off the wall, gets to the inside again, still somehow side by side with Tony Iverson. It looks like drivers like Iverson and Applegate, they seem to be holding something back. I wonder if they're still a little bit short on fuel and are trying to save now. Either way, he's going to have to figure out Walton.
Yeah, Sean Walton is usually a tough pass, really strong driver is Walton. And so Iverson needs to be aware as he, about touched that bumper there. That was very, very scary driving for us here in the booth. Daniel Smith behind those two trying to close the gap. Eric Thornton holding on to the 6th position. Matt Novella currently running. Oh, they're dancing.
Oh, this is not good. This is not good, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen this story before. I think I've seen this movie a million times. This isn't even the sequel. It's more than a trilogy. Into the wall that time goes Tony Iverson, driving with a head of steam. Not in the best mood. Walton cut his nose off. He cut his nose off down the backstretch. Tony Iverson said, sure, whatever, went for the crossover, and Walton said, read you like a book, my friend, and blocked him all the way down. And you know how happy that made Tony Iverson.
But Iverson took a hit in the wall.
Yeah, he did. That dirty air.
Speed. I'm wondering exactly what's going to happen to his car there. That is the battle you're watching right there for 3rd and 4th between Walton and Iverson. Daniel Smith 5, Eric Thornton 6, Matt Novella 7, Chase Stinson running in 8, Kevin Kyle up 15 spots into 9th. Kenneth Redinger looked so strong early in this race. Now finds himself in 10th place, 16 seconds behind the leader, the 53. 16 cars still on the lead lap, but now Justin Parham is under attack by Colin Bollinger up at the front. Great racing all the way around here today.
Yeah, so now we have some pretty fast cars getting ready to get lapped. We'll see how much of a fight Parham puts up here. Man, I like the color of those wheels. That was good. But yeah, Parham, we saw him up front earlier today. Some bad luck. Got caught in an incident, had a big hit to the wall, had to drive an injured race car around for like 50 plus laps, and now here he is in position to potentially get lapped by Bollinger, and you know how important that's going to be to him. So we'll see how hard he fights this. As you see, Medina also going to look to the inside of valves. Medina, one of the cars responsible and driving for our sponsor today at First Engage.
First to Engage, if you live out in the West Coast, they're out of Carson City, Nevada, and they will soup up your Can-Am or your Pro R. You want to race off-road, these are the guys you need to talk to. They can put new roll cages in, they can customize it, they can paint it, they do wraps. This is who you want to talk to out in Nevada. You can travel over there, get your ride souped up, hooked up, and pimped out. First to Engage Motorsports out of Carson City, Nevada.
And Medina was one of the first to engage on that alternate pit strategy of not taking tires when others did. Same was Redinger. Redinger now 16 seconds back in 10th place. Jose Medina all the way back in 13th. The cautions have just not fallen the way they've needed to for that strategy to make as much sense.
No, but we got plenty of time. And there's still a few cars that are close to each other. I think if you look at Redinger and Andrew Bolander, that is something that could happen on the track right there. Redinger, though, driving a really good race, just hasn't had the late run speed. If you look up front, you can see Daniel Smith, Eric Thornton, and Gambrill as well having a big time with each other. Daniel Smith on the radio giving all kinds of chips ahoy to Gambrel, so they're having a good time.
And Gambrel not on the lead lap, so I'm assuming that's why Smith not happy about that. Thornton, we've talked a lot about it, that if you're going to hit the wall in this next-gen car to pancake it and not have your wheel turned, I don't know how Thornton had the presence of mind or if it was just pure luck, but I think that's what happened. He mollywopped that wall, but it looks like the damage was minimal considering the hit, as he hasn't lost too much speed.
No, this is really fun to watch right here. The rest of the race still going on, folks. 2-second lead for Bollinger up front. Then it spreads out. Walton and Iverson spreading out. This is where the fun is. This is where the boys are. Daniel Smith, Eric Thornton. This is for position. Little bit of a rub underneath Gambrel, trying to race on that lead lap. And there it is. Smith gives him a wacky woo. You knew it was coming there, Zach.
Smith prioritizing a little butt tap over that position, because again, Gambrel is a lap down. This is not for position. Why are you doing this, Daniel? As now
he's here for fun.
Oh boy! I mean, man, we're all having fun. This is not going to end well. Gambrel, like we said, near the platform. Oh!
Eric got him back. He threw a left hook.
He didn't just do that, Michi. He did not just do that.
Yes, he did. Daniel Smith threw a couple of jabs, and then you got to watch out for that left hook. You got to watch out for that left hook. You know, you see the overhand right coming, but you don't see the left hook. Gambrel with a strong left hook. Unfortunately for him, Daniel Smith is a really fast car, and he's got a pocket full of receipts.
Exactly. You just prolonged the inevitable, my friends. But oh my goodness.
There is other racing going on, I assure you. Let's go back.
Position, yeah.
Looks like Bolander has pulled away from Kenneth Redinger. Redinger with a little bit of a gap over Lucas Alves, who has a gap over Medina, who has a gap over Sanders, has a gap over Hall, all equally spread out behind them. Also, great run here today by Brandon Guerin. He is barely a lap down, but up in that 17th spot, up one spot. Good, strong run here today by that 57 Chevrolet.
Yeah, Guerin, the only car a lap down, so if there was to be a caution, he would be the no-brainer lucky dog. So this race not over yet for someone like Guerin. Still 19 to go this time.
And there might be one.
Man, we've seen a lot of close calls. Yeah, right. If Daniel's able to catch back up to Gambrel, I can almost guarantee you we have one.
You know, everybody on the track except Colin is hoping he catches him.
Oh, yeah. Everyone at home, too. Just rubbing their fingers together.
Like, get him. Excellent. There it is. Closing the gap. Closer.
Maybe Gambrel will be like, you know what? I need to pit.
Well,
we'll see.
Daniel Smith took tires on 112, Gambrel on 114. So in theory, Gambrel has better tires, but the way that this thing has been going, I expect them to meet each other again very soon. Daniel Smith is now 1.6 seconds behind Thornton. I don't think he's concerned with Thornton anymore.
You saw that one. Just sent Gambrel down into the inside the corner. It was Daniel Smith not being shy about his intentions right now. Gambrel just, oh boy. This is going to be interesting right here. And Smith needs his caution.
Daniel Smith in 6th. Matt Novella in 7th. I imagine on the radio they're telling Matt, hey, man, just hold your wheel. Don't worry about it. You're going to be in 6th real soon.
Probably telling guys like Tony Iverson and Applegate, now would be a good time to save your stuff. Because I think we're going under yellow sometime. As now it seems like Smith's backing up a little bit. Oh, that'll be interesting.
Also, looks like Paul Ferdiani has parked it. Too much damage to that 33 Toyota. Rough day for him. And this is why Joe Volpus keeps racing. You know, if Volpus would have gave up at the beginning, he's in 24th. But instead, he's in 21st. And he's 3 laps behind Gambrel.
Yeah.
So that's why you keep running. And very soon, I mean, really dang soon, Gambrel might find himself in the infield care center doing an interview.
Exactly. So you never know, and that's why you don't ever give up. But now it does look like Smith is falling off a little bit as Novella in a hurry is catching him. Look at this. Whoa.
Yeah, definitely.
Something's... Okay, Mean Gene,
31.
we've talked about this before. Is fuel a thing? Let's ride on board with a few of our leaders, because I don't like how slow Daniel Smith is going. Let's see. This is Bollinger right here. This is our leader. He is gapped the whole field, so I'd assume he's fine. We'll see here. No fuel saving. No. And here is Applegate. Yeah. I mean, he's not clutching Mean Gene, but he's certainly all the way off. No such thing from Walton. Everyone else looking pretty normal. I am confused. Yo, Daniel Smith was holding it. Yeah, he's holding the clutch. Daniel Smith is saving fuel. Interesting, Mean Gene. Because Daniel Smith...
Go to Gambrel. Go to
Gambrel.
Go to Gambrel. Go to Gambrel.
Yep, holding the clutch.
He's going to get you.
Because mind you, Mean Gene, Daniel Smith is, if not the best, one of the best at saving fuel organically, right? He doesn't need to super clutch. He doesn't have to do anything too crazy. He just knows how to save fuel. We've seen him win races that way. In my mind, so Daniel Smith pit on lap 112, which is after everybody in front of him. If Smith is saving that aggressively, then I can't believe the rest of the field can make it. Unless he made a mistake when he pit.
Well, we'll just have to see what has it gonna go down. Right now, though, he's fallen back into 8th. Remember, he was in 5th when the whole Gambrel Plant Smith thing broke out. Now falling back into 8th. He has Kevin Kyle directly behind him. Smith has already let Novella and Stinson go by without any kind of race or incident. So I would be surprised to see anything except for Kevin Kyle sneak on by. Looks like Smith's giving it a little more throttle now, though. Kyle not getting by as easily as Novella and Stinson did. And here comes the 24 of Andrew Bolander into the picture. So that is for position, 8th, 9th, and 10th place between those fellas. You can see inside Bolander's, he's running the outside side by side with Kevin Kyle. Gonna split him. We're 3 wide. And they go right around him.
Yes. What I'm also looking at is Daniel Smith's pit stop was about 2 seconds quicker than everyone else. Maybe he took 2. Okay, Smith is pitting. Huh. Okay, I think something must have gone wrong there, Mean Gene. I don't think he put enough fuel in the race car. And he has parked it for the day.
Parking it.
Wait. Yeah, he parked it.
He's had enough.
He just had enough. He's just going to go and
Unfortunate
get back
end
at
to the
Gambrel a
day.
different way.
Unfortunate end to the day there for the 31, running so strong, up in the top 5 most of the day. To see it end that way, just sad. Up front, Bollinger, though, 5.5 second lead over Grant Applegate. You hate to see, let's see what happens with the fuel, but I believe that's where we are. Only 14 cars on the lead lap. Justin Parham, now the next car in front of him. Last lap, Colin was a 1/10 of a second faster, but this has been the picture we've looked at for the last 15 laps, is Colin creeping up on Justin. Justin trying to hold on. Who wants him to hold on the most? That's got to be Hunter Hall. Hunter Hall right behind Colin would be the last car on the lead, the first car on the lead lap. He is your lucky dog candidate. Does not want to see Parham go a lap down. There are still a few battles that we are monitoring on the course as well. Close battles between Redinger and Kevin Kyle. Still some distance. Bolander, Stinson, Bolander and Stinson as well. That's the group that is the closest. Jay Stinson going around Eric Gambrel. Let's see if he gets the Plant Smith treatment. Nope, it's gonna go high around him.
Gambrel going to hold the bottom there. Maybe learn a little bit. But Gambrel doing a good job now. And so is Stinson, man. What a great run by Stinson. And This might be, and this is saying a lot, this might be the best drive of the season so far from Colin Bullinger. Perfect drive from Bullinger and an enormous lead to show for it.
Yeah, and we've seen prime Applegate here as well. Applegate playing the strategies perfectly, using the line, using the track well, going high, going low as well, pulling out all the tricks, but just didn't have it yet for the 53. Again, still plenty of a race to go here. Lap 147. He's got 3 laps. He could do it. He could do it in 3.
It's only 6.5 seconds.
Yeah, you got this, bud. You got this. Meanwhile, Sean Walton now slowly catching up to Grant Applegate. Sean Walton would love to turn this into a Mo Power party at the end, but Applegate really motoring at this stage of the game. Tony Iverson a little bit behind them, Thornton, Novella, so that could turn into a race between Thornton and Novella here later on. That's for 5th and 6th place. As you can see, Novella creeping up on there. Oh, you can see Plant Smith. He's throwing his helmet. Yep. He's had enough of that.
He is unhappy.
Here we go. That was lap number 148 is completed. Waiting for them to go around one more time. And I hate to say it, but now we're watching fuel gauges, Zach.
I think one thing that has really helped Bullinger is he's kept Parham in front of him. Again, a fast race car this entire run in that perfect amount to where you still get enough draft, right? So where you don't even need to go full throttle down the front and backstretch, but far enough away to where you're not dealing with too much dirty air, or you can take a different line. So I really do think that 18 at Parham has been really beneficial for Colin Bullinger as he takes the white flag.
Colin Bullinger's got to feel good about his opportunities here. He has been a champion last season. He has racked up wins all year long. Here he is bringing it around the last time already with 2 wins on the season, looking for his 3rd. That would break the tie. And here he is bringing it across the start-finish line. Zingo! Colin Bullinger gonna win again. What a run there by the 53.
Great job by Bullinger. Like I just said, I think that was the best drive we've ever seen from the 53. That was perfect. I don't think there was anything anyone in this field could have done, or else Applegate would have done it. There was just an unbelievable amount of speed in that 53. Let's all cross our fingers to the inspection gods for how fast of a race car that thing just was. But hey, man, we saw it yesterday in the NASCAR Cup Series that Denny Hamlin clearly had the fastest car, and it wasn't enough. Having the fastest car doesn't guarantee you a win. You still need to be perfect. Things still have to go your way, and they did for Colin Bullinger today. And the defending champion is going to rack up another regular season championship and go into the playoffs with just a world of momentum.
Got to feel great. The 53 car picking up that 3rd win. Him and Iverson tied with 2, and now he picks up that 3rd win. Oh, and look at the Mo Power team having a big old time down there. Andrew Bolander coming in to help. That's Sean Walton. He finished 3rd. Great run.
Look at Iverson just today. Staring all creepily. Like you'll see.
That's
soon.
The Undertaker, bro. He's the damn Undertaker. He ain't going away. Wow, what a great run. Let's go to the final results of the race there. Colin Bullinger going to take his 3rd win of the year. Grant Applegate continues. Sean Walton going to finish in 3rd. Great podium. Tony Iverson, 4th. Eric Thornton going to be in 5th. Matt Novella, 6th. Jay Stinson, 7. Andrew Bolander, 8. Kevin Kyle, 9. Kenneth Redinger started so strong. Going to finish in 10th here. Other things, though, if we look at the playoffs, I think it's pretty clear that there's going to be no movement. In that. The day we needed to see Hunter Hall win, it didn't happen. We needed to see Gambrel win, it didn't happen. We needed to see Steve Lewis pick up 6 points. That did not happen. So I think the 12 are going to stay packed as they go in, and Colin is going to get that regular season championship. But great race today. Not a lot of cautions. All these guys trying to be cautious as they could going in there. Nobody really wanted to get into an engagement except perhaps Smith and Gambrel, so they gave us a little something, something.
A little something for sure. Definitely not a ton of cautions, not as much drama, but definitely no shortage of action. And I think a lot of guys starting to think of the bigger picture here, specifically guys like Bollinger, Iverson, really thinking about these rivalries might not be worth it, especially not right now. Let's get to the championship race, and we'll deal with it then. Right now, it's all about just having good points races, continuing to protect your position going into these playoffs, and make sure nothing silly happens. So like you said, things staying relatively straightforward. Greg Applegate, I'm sure he'd love to be in victory lane right now, but the one thing that he came here to do is mission accomplished. He is going to the MRL playoffs. What a job by Applegate. And again, I'm sure this one stings, but I say this all the time, Mean Gene. You do what he does enough times, you're going to win a couple races.
Getting closer, too.
Oh, yeah,
Getting
for sure.
closer every time. Battling there at the end. If the strategy could have gone a different way, who knows how it might have ended. All right, moment of truth. You get a bonus. Who's our bonus going to be? I'm going to boycott Daniel Plant Smith, though, because I want to get monetized one day. We're not.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm thinking either Thornton or Novella. I think that'll be a fun one.
Okay. Which one? Let's look here. I see Novella's available up there, and I'm looking for Eric. I do not see Eric.
Ding, ding, ding. Matt Novella's our winner.
It wins by default. My two favorite words in the English language. Default. All right, here we go. Matt Novella. I can't wait to see his reaction.
I know.
Not got him.
Hey, Matt. Surprise.
Yo, what's
How
up?
you doing? How you doing, my friend?
Just my back hurts from this battle from tonight. I feel like I've been doing, man.
Oh man, it's been a lot. I mean, you were our bonus interview today, honestly, for a lot of reasons. First of all, great season. Looks like you're gonna bring home I think you're second or third in the points. So an amazing, consistent season. Feels like based on just how great you've been, we should have been talking to you a lot more often. So that felt like this was a great opportunity because while today seemed to get strung out at certain parts throughout the field, not where you were ever. So take me through your day today.
Well, at first it started off right off the bat, and that the initial start. I don't know, the checkup on the outside, I got damage. So just right off the bat, it was just ill handling until that first pit stop. So once I got a new set of tires, and I think it was only like 7-8 seconds of damage, but it was just plowing tight, which was the whole thing tonight anyways, was plowing tight. So yeah, but then it was just battling back, and then some strategy, and I didn't take tires at first caution, and then yeah, just run it out, short bitted, and somehow it worked out.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm surprised.
I mean, a sixth place finish, a great finish for sure. I mean, we saw you go through so much. I mean, typical MRL race for you, especially on Mondays, it seems like just up and down and always finding a way to make it work at the end. I think a lot of what helped you out in that race was, I believe you were part of the group that took 4 when others took 0 or 2. Can you tell us a little bit about what that was like, what the difference between 0 and 2 felt like, or 2 and 4 on the straight track here today?
Oh, I took no tires on that stretch there.
Wow, that's just insane.
Yeah. So yeah, I during the green flag I took 4, and then 10-15 laps later we had that caution. I took fuel only because I wasn't.
Okay.
The tires seemed so valuable. They seemed like there could have been at least make another stop, but I wanted another set just in case there was a late race caution or something like that. So I held on to it. I know some guys took 2, some took 4. I know a couple other guys splashed. So yeah, as soon as that window opened, I was like, I'm gonna bring it down, and yeah, it ended up working out.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Amazing finish here today. So now you're going to enter these playoffs. And like we've said, this has been an interesting season for you. You're an MRL champion. You have numerous wins in various series. But this has been, I think, for watching how great you've been in the points and how important you've been, a quieter season for you. So now we enter the playoffs. Does the plan kind of revolve around pointing the way you have, getting lots of points, just driving responsible races, or is it time to park that thing in victory lane a couple more times?
I mean, the game plan is always to park it in the victory lane. every race, but we just, I guess play it as it comes. I guess one lap at a time. Yeah, I mean, just gonna keep the status quo with what I've been doing, and just just keep pushing.
Well, congratulations, Matt, on the playoff appearance. Can't wait to watch what you do. Any shouts you want to give before we let you out of here?
Just the fam, the DDI crew, and you guys up in the booth doing a great job.
Thank you so much, my man. You have a great rest of your night, dude.
You as well, guys. Take care.
Hey, he gave a shout out to fam. I hope you heard that, fam.
Yeah, fam.
It's one of our console buddies, fam 187. Yeah, good run there by Novell. He's going to finish third in the points. Iverson did pass him. Iverson was 4 points ahead of him in the regular season. But you know what Novella had that Iverson didn't have? A 5-point penalty.
Yeah.
I don't know for what. At some point in the year, I don't know when it happened.
I think that was given to him and Bollinger for an earlier race. Not last week, but I think a couple weeks ago they were both given I think it was their conduct over the audio comms.
They're naughty. You know, that just happens.
Yeah, Tony Iverson never cusses, too. So if you make Tony Iverson cuss, you've done something seriously wrong.
Yeah, you got crazy. A little bit of other movement. So we saw Novella and Iverson swap spots. So Iverson finishes second in the points. Novella going to finish third. Also, Kevin Kyle jumps over Michael Mata. Remember, Mata, starting park, had difficulty with connectivity issues. So Kyle finishes seventh. Mata 8th. Applegate jumps up to 9th in the points based on today's second place finish. Dalton Geyer 10. Jose Medina 11. And the last man in, the last guy to get on the arc is Jack Sanders. Gonna pull himself in there. Outside looking in, Steve Lewis gotta be happy with his year, but not quite enough this season. Hunter Hall as well. Those two guys better luck next time because they're fast, and we're gonna see him come back. And honorable mention, you ready for this one? Honorable mention gonna go to Eric Gambrell because Gambrell only had 9 starts. Finishes 17th. If Gambrell would have had 13 starts like those other drivers, he would have finished 8th.
Mean Gene, if Andrew Bollinger hadn't won a race, the guy who led the standings for, I believe, the first 5 races of the season, he wouldn't have made the playoffs.
Peaky.
That is insane.
It is. And there's just a lot of speed up here as we go. But you know what? This is the interview we've been waiting for. I've been waiting for. Now is the time. Bada bing, bada boom. There he is. Sean Walton. It's Mean Gene and Zach Panzarella in the booth. You got your ears on.
Hello.
Man, I've been waiting to interview you all year, my friend. Welcome back. And what a way to do it. On the podium with your boys. How about them Mo Power boys today?
Yeah, we brought some fast race cars. Had the wrong number on today, but, you know, just came here to have some fun, shut some people up. And
now, let me ask you. You say you got the wrong number on there, but you had the 6-7. Is that something the cool kids like to say?
Yeah, you know, it's all about 6-7, you know, so.
Yep. That's why I didn't take the
gotta
bet.
represent.
It was a bad bet, Mean Gene. That's why I didn't take it.
I'm an old man, and I even know what those 6-7
Hey, you gotta
is
be
about.
smart on that, me, Gene. You know me, I'm young.
So, Sean, great racing out there today. We did see hard racing at points, but this thing stayed green most of the time. Was there any brown pant moment out there for you today? Was there a little 3-wide activity that made you nervous?
Yeah, the initial start of the race, the stack up on the high side, I had about 18 seconds of damage through that whole first run. I was still able to save my tire there and drive through the field there at the end, but I got loose a couple times, but other than that, it was relatively clean. No real issues. And
talk about the tires for me. I heard a lot of scuttlebutt before the race that tires were going to be an issue. Did you feel that, and was it just a no-brainer to take 4 every time, or did you get cued at any point in the race?
Well, on that first run, I took no tires on that stop. I really needed that caution to come out there, the very first caution. But the tires, they were it was weird because it felt like they weren't wearing the first 20 laps of the run, and then around lap like 25, like it just instantly hit you. You were plowing tight, and then you were loose on exit. It just didn't make any sense. But then that last run, I was able to manage it there and just keep my position ahead of Tony.
Well, it was darn exciting to watch. Tony was one of the faster guys here today, putting up those lap times. But the last stage of that race had nothing for you, and you piloted your number 6-7 up into the podium. Great finish here for you today. Would have loved to see more of you this year, but you know what? I love seeing you in the booth. Great to talk to you, my friend. Anybody you want to give a shout out to here today?
Shout out to Colin on that win. That was pretty dominant. Shout out to Andrew, Plant. And I'd like to give a very huge shout out to Tony Iverson. He really, really encouraged me to race this week. I wasn't feeling like racing this week. And then I watched the replay back of that race last week, and I heard what he had to say about me. And then
Yeah, you got a straight for no reason. Like,
yeah, you got one.
It is what it is. When I can just show up any week and run faster than him, better than him, it is what it is. But you know, shout out Tony Iverson. Yeah, that's about it. I don't really have anything else to say.
I'll tell you what, the Undertaker motivating people from afar. Love to see it. Sean, pleasure to talk to you again, my friend. I hope you can make some playoff runs, because anytime that 23's on the track, we know we're in for a good show and a hell of a good shot at a win. Have a good night, Sean. You earned it, bud.
Yes, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you, man.
It's all the time because.
Oh, hey.
Jump quick. I accidentally moved you. He jumped out.
I was like, that was quick. And was that Grant? I already heard.
No, yeah, well, I accidentally put you in the other channel because I thought I was
so
moving
confused.
Sean, but he hung up the phone immediately. He was like, "And we're done."
He's got better things to do, places to be.
Yeah, he's got to dance. All right, yeah, let's bring in number 2. Who does number 2 work for?
Oh, Grant Applegate, man, we're getting to know this guy, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Go for it.
Grant, we got you, my friend.
Yeah, we do.
How's it going, man? I'm sure this is a bittersweet one. Such a fast 14 race car. Led a lot of laps early. It looked like you had both the short run and the long run speed, but Bollinger just flipped the switch towards the end. What was today like for you? And I do have good news for if you don't already know, you will be racing in the playoffs.
I was assuming because I won the stage and got second.
That was big
no,
for
it
you.
wasn't a new winner. So yeah,
exactly.
The start or the restart just before the second stage, I wanted to win the stage, and it was really tight on gas. I finished the race on 0.1 gallons, so that first stint. Okay, so I pitted for gas and stuff on like 67, and then I had to save gas hard to make it to the end while pitting from there, but I also wanted to win the stage. So thankfully we got that caution, because otherwise I don't think I would have made it on gas. But anyway, but yeah, we got the caution, I won the stage, and then I had to start saving gas, and Bollinger ran me down and passed me, and I kind of sat behind him about 4/10 or whatever it was. And then I was running out of gas, so I had to pit, and we come out of pit road, everything was fine, and he got back to me, he passed me, and I don't know if I started running 1 and 2 differently, or if it was just where I was so close to him and we were both running the same line, but my right front just absolutely died. And I went from 4/10 behind him to obviously like 4 seconds trying to get the right front to cool back down so that I didn't completely get caught by the guys in 3rd and 4th. And if you're watching lap times, I think I finally got it to kind of plateau there with about 10-15 to go, got the right front cooled back down, and Bollinger was still faster because I obviously killed the right front. But yeah,
it was an amazing run by you. And yeah, really, one thing we discussed as well was I think you had the top figured out better than anyone else here today, just absolutely ripping it, having so much speed up there, and really pretty undefendable when you're able to find it. But I always talk about line flexibility and that limitations. It looks like the bottom was a struggle for you today, and I can relate. Normally when I'm passing the top, I can't figure the bottom out. What was the racetrack like today in terms of that? And was 2 and 4 as unimportant, I guess I could say, as it normally is?
3 and 4, I felt.
I'm sorry.
Oh, 2 or 4. I took 4, so I have no idea. On that restart before the stage, I blew the doors off everybody who took 2. So I think 4 tires meant something. But yeah.
And then that amazing top line, was the bottom just hard to figure out today, or you just knew you had that top just rolling?
Top and 3 and 4. If you watch relative at all, I was awful in 1 and 2, and I would lose like 1/10 to 2/10, and then I would gain it all back in 3 and 4. So yeah, I just 1 and 2 I didn't have figured out at all, and I think I kind of sort of figured it out by the end of the race. But hell, that was like 20 to go. I think I finally had something, but. Yeah, 3 and 4, I felt like I could blow everybody's doors off. And then Bollinger's probably the exact opposite, where he was just so good in 1 and 2 and getting through the bumps and just kind of made us even until I brought the right front off of it like a dork. So, yeah.
Well, it happens to the best of us, happens all the time. And yeah, it's always one thing I love about oval racing is some people like to be like, oh, you're racing in circles, but and you look at this track on a map and they look identical on both sides of it. But no, 1 and 2 is very different than 3 and 4, believe it or not. And it's very common to see someone like that unable to figure out one end of the track while another is lights out for them. So great job, man. You're in the postseason. We are stoked to say that. We are rooting for you. And now we get to watch you race for an MRL championship here in your rookie year. So what's the plan? How you feel going in? And any shouts you want to give before we let you out of here?
Part of the plan was accomplished tonight, where I got the extra playoff points for fastest lap and winning the stage. So just hopefully won't be so far behind that it makes it kind of impossible to bridge the gap. I think I'm like 15 behind the top 3. So we'll see what happens there. Kind of just show up and do what I've been doing. I feel like top 3s in every race will get me into the championship race. So that's the plan. And then obviously just appreciate everybody once again for giving me a place to show up and enjoy my Monday nights. And just everybody puts on the show and spends money, because I ain't got the money to spend on running the league. But I appreciate everybody who does do that to give us somewhere to have fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. Shout out to the commissioner and everyone who makes this league possible. I completely agree. Congratulations, my friend. Excited to see what you do in the postseason. We will see you next week. Congrats in second place.
Appreciate it. Thank you all.
Great run there by Applegate.
Yeah, it was. But I love what he said. To already thinking about the playoffs, he's looking at the guys at the top. He ain't playing, oh no, round of 12. How am I going to
get to 8?
How am I going to get through? No, man. He's already over here doing the math of how do I get to 8? How do I get to 4? And you know how you do it.
Win.
You win.
Yep.
You win. Absolutely. And I think that's a guy, he's knocking on the door. He's ready. Tonight, though, just clean ride by Colin. Nothing, no one had an answer for the 53. He's a champion for a reason. He's won a championship in the Xfinity League. He's won a championship in the Cup Series here on Monday Night Mayhem. Tonight, he wins the first to engage, 225. And most importantly, this guy also is going to be the regular season champion. Let's bring him in right now. Colin Bollinger, Mean Gene, and Zach Panzarella. You got your ears on?
Yes, sir. What's going on, guys?
Oh, I'll tell you what, we're celebrating up in this place. Because we got a regular season champion in the booth with us.
Yes, sir. That's awesome. You guys scared me. Oh, man.
No, you got to use... The horn's running out of air. I had to use it before it was, before it got all wore out. But all jokes aside, Colin, you had a huge lead going into this thing. It was wrapped up last week, but let's put a button on this bad boy. Let's take your 3rd win of the year. You win. You get most wins on the season. You got the most playoff points going in. You just got to feel good about this season. How is this season going into the playoffs? Is it different than what you felt last year going into the playoffs?
Not really. I don't think I won the regular season last year. I think we missed it by a little bit, but I don't know. It feels the same as last year. Job's not done. We have a championship, but I want, I just don't want 1. I want 2. That's why I came back for 1 more season. So we're trying to do it again. But 3 wins in the first in the first before the actually end of the playoff round start. That's great. And I'm looking at some of the tracks down the schedule in the playoffs, and I don't see why we can't get 3 or 4 more. I just at the same time, even in the regular season, I think I kind of underperformed a little bit too. I feel like there's some tracks we should have won at. We just made the wrong call, wrong strategy. We get in a little fist fights here and there, but we all got through it, and we're a regular season champion, like you said.
Well, you missed the biggest fist fight of the day. A couple of your non-official teammates showed up tonight. First of all, again, I'm going to take this opportunity to give a shout out to my guy, Sean Walton, with that big podium finish. Caught a stray last week from Tony Iverson and came back and said, hey, look at me on the podium. And then your second unofficial teammate, Daniel Plant Smith. Now, Daniel had a interesting time today with that 46. Were y'all on the radio? Did you get to hear any of that?
Yeah, I mean, funny enough, we were all in the same chat. I was kind of locked into my thing. I just heard him screaming and having a fit. So I haven't looked at it.
You'll
so I
enjoy
gotta go back
it,
and watch it.
You'll enjoy it.
But I was sitting there and I was like, yo, are you still yet? Like, I'm just trying to keep myself locked in while he's over there having the time of his life, It's it made for a pretty funny, not fun for him, but fun for me.
Fun for everybody,
running around. Yeah.
It was something to watch. Gambrel being a rookie, but he's got a lot of speed and has had a few incidents. He's got some fans and he's got some foes going for him. So hopefully him and Plant Smith can get that worked out. Daniel being one of the more articulate, communicative drivers, I think those two guys will come to a very fair and real conclusion.
Said.
Mm-hmm. I think it will come to a very real conclusion eventually. But Colin, I got to say, it's been a pleasure to watch this year. The rivalry that you had with Iverson as well as Eric Thornton. I don't think Thornton gets enough credit for the speed that he showed and just how much quicker he makes it. Emergence of Grant Applegate here later in the season. But you got to be thinking in the back of your head that there's going to be a surprise guy. If I was going to put you on the spot and say one of the mid-pack qualifiers for the playoffs, any of those guys stand out to you as might be a problem?
I mean, he wasn't really mid-pack. I think he was chasing me in second tonight. I mean, Matt Novella. We didn't. He was second going into the points, and he can rattle off a win. He's been consistent. I want to say I don't think he had any wins this year, but I think he was second in points. He had to be the most consistent guy running top 5, top 10. While we're all duking it out and beating the crap out of each other, he's finishing right there, doing what he has to. So he can point himself in, and he can win a race too. Anything can happen once it's the playoffs. Look, my favorite driver just lost his championship after he led 200 laps on Sundays.
Hey, my favorite driver just won the championship after they led 0 laps on Sunday.
That feels great, don't it?
I'm sorry. Calling him genuinely sorry, though. I'm so sorry.
No,
yeah,
hey, man, that's all right.
Novella, that's a great shout out. He finished. You and Andrew had the most top 10s with 11. Maddie had 10. You had the most top 5s with 8. Maddie had 5. So yeah, that's a good guy, and he did get the one win earlier in the season as well. So Novella, good pick there of somebody who might be a problem here as we move forward. But playoffs on the horizon. But you know what? Let's not look too far ahead. Let's enjoy the moment. Let's smell the roses. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Colin Bollinger. He has won the first to engage 225. He has won the third race of the year, most wins, most top 5s, most top 10s, and now regular season champion, looking to defend that playoff championship. Anybody you want to give a shout out to here tonight?
Just all the guys at Team Delusion Racing, Daniel Plant Smith, your boy Rayshon Wingfield, Andrew Bolander, Hunter Manley, even though he doesn't really show up anymore. All those guys, and we always race together and have a great time no matter what's going on. And really, other than that, just you guys for putting on that great broadcast. I'm always excited to watch it back, no matter the good or bad or what happens, and you guys always make it a fun time to watch. So.
Well, you are very generous in victory, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Colin Bollinger, pilot of the number 53 Dr. Pepper Toyota, regular season champion. We're going to see him next week as the playoffs will kick off here on Monday Night Mayhem live on the Vortex Racing Network. Colin, go celebrate with your friends and your fans, my friend. You have earned it.
Thank you,
Congrats,
guys.
Colin, man. Perfect drive.
Thank you, guys.
Really wasn't it? It just seemed
It
like
really
he did it
was.
at the right time. He always had better tires or better track position and was just able to capitalize on it throughout the night. At the end, managed to, pull away from a very fast Applegate. No one else could catch Applegate, but just Applegate didn't have the thing for Colin tonight. Can't wait to see, though, when the playoffs go down. No disrespect meant on my part, but great call out there on Matt Novella. I was looking for somebody a little bit further down for him to say, but for the first person top of mind to be Matt Novella, that means something. That's a guy, that 56, that's a guy you're going to need to look for come playoff time.
Yeah, it made me feel good about my bonus interview because I'm thinking about Matt Novella, and it's good to know that drivers are too, because be careful, right? Don't let Matt Novella get hot, and it's really smart for drivers like Bullinger to be paying attention to the points and be looking at guys like Novella and saying what he just did. Wow, he doesn't have a win, but he's the next guy below me in points going into today's race. That doesn't happen accidentally, and that is a snake in the grass right there in the best way possible if you're Matt Novella. So yeah, he is scary. All 12 of these drivers going into this into these playoffs are championship contenders, if not champions already. This is easily our most stacked round of 12 we've ever had. It is unbelievably top heavy while also having sleepers who can win championships.
I agree. You look down there at Kevin Kyle, Joe Volpus, both won last year, have yet to find victory lane this year, but it's not off the table. And Novella, he took the pole at Kansas in week 2, and then he did win at Atlanta in week 3. So strong start, great finish by Matty. If he can find that early speed that he had at the beginning of the season, I think that's a guy that could definitely throw his hat in the ring.
I can tell it Matt Novella, so I've told it before. I'll tell it real quick again. I'll tell the Cliff Notes version. I've raced against Matt Novella for years. 2 or 3 seasons ago, we were against each other in the truck season, or the truck series over here in MRL, and I had a great season, my best of my career up to that point. I think I won 2 or 3 races, just like Bullinger. Going into the postseason, Novella had yet to win, and he was comfortably in the playoffs, and then out of nowhere, he won 4 races in a row, and those 4 were all of the round of 8. He swept the round of 8, and then he won the championship race. So Matt Novella can figure it out when he needs to, and above all, too, me and Gene, today was an interesting one because we saw a lot of green flag runs. We did see a few cautions, granted, but they did kind of stack up together, right? Cautions bred cautions today. Matt Novella, really what made the difference on those Thursday nights was a lack of cautions and an abundance of green flag racing. Like we saw today from him, he did such a great job recovering from that earlier incident and coming home with a 6th place finish. Novella is really, really dangerous on straight up green flag races. So we'll have to see how this racing trends. We still have a lot of beef left over here in this league, but these field sizes are not going anywhere. I don't even expect them to as we get into these playoffs. But the racing today was very, very clean, especially considering what we've seen the past few weeks.
Yeah. I think that we've all been just given a wonderful show. Just a pleasure to be a part of this and see what has happened. Ladies and gentlemen, again, you're watching Vortex Racing Network. If you like the action you've seen, go ahead and take this opportunity right now to hit like. Hit like on this video, move us up that algorithm, hit share it with your friends. And hey, you know what? Go ahead and subscribe yourself if you haven't done so. Get all your friends to subscribe because you're going to see some amazing racing as the playoffs are just going to get started. Speaking of watching amazing racing, let's take a look at that Vortex Racing Network schedule because we've got action almost every day of the week. Last night, yesterday, we showed you the Bonfire Race League Premier Cup Series as we saw some fantastic action out there at Atlanta. Tonight, we saw a great doubleheader, the DDI ARCA series with its exhibition race live by Hilltop Bullet
And Michael
Mata. Yep,
Awesome
doing
job,
the
by Mata.
broadcast. And then today, you just saw right afterward part of that doubleheader. You saw the MRL Mayhem Monday Night Mayhem Cup Series finish the regular season. Now Tuesdays are on a vacation. They're going to do exhibition races, so that league is recruiting. It's a truck series. I believe 2,400 is the I rating cap. So if that's something you're interested in, leave a message on YouTube. Reach out to David Buell, Matt Schofield, Joe Volpus, any of the names you saw tonight. They can get you in touch with who you want to talk to. That'll be back in just 3 weeks. Thursday Night Thriller Series, that's live with Kevin Kyle. Great racing there. Saturday, we do a rebroadcast of the MRL ARCA series. That runs on Friday nights. If that's the league you're interested in, hey, leave a message, get involved. And then it comes right back around to that Premier Cup series, which you will see each and every Sunday right here on the Vortex Racing Network. Big things, though, we should talk about, though, got to be the DDI ARCA series, because that's about to start up. This is a chance to jump into this league right at the beginning. And Zach, I mean, we had a burner tonight, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We went to Old Atlanta today, and I think we quickly learned why the schedule looks like. Oh, that's the wrong schedule. Looks like this, because boy, oh boy, are those drafts and those mile and a half and bigger tracks insane, as I think a lot of you guys already know. Today was a race where I think a lot of the drivers got to know each other real well, but really got to know what to expect from this car. And it was a good race. I mean, being in the race in the moment, I was thinking a lot of like, boy, oh boy, this is a lot, but I'm sure this is funny and fun to watch on the broadcast, and I hope it was. Next Monday we go to Richmond, and then followed by Iowa and Bristol, and those are 3 tracks I would bet my house on that we're gonna put on a show. Unbelievable how well this ARCA car is able to race on banked, slightly banked, any banking at all, short tracks, and it's gonna be some incredible racing. Then we'll go to Talladega, we'll go to the Glen. We'll show you guys just how talented these guys are. This is going to be a great 10-race season, running kind of as a sister league to here on in the Cup Series. And couldn't be more proud of the numbers that we're doing. Today was a private exhibition, something that we chose to do as a league just because of how well the turnout looked on week 1. And we wanted to give all of our drivers a chance to just have the league to themselves today, and they did not disappoint. Cannot wait for the season to get started. And yeah, if you run even in this league, you are welcome to run this one. These races are lapped/timed, whichever comes first. But the timed guarantees you that you will not miss a minute of MRL Monday Night Cup Series practice. So like you've been seeing guys like Eric Gambrill tear it up one way or another. You can be just like him one way or another and be in both leagues if you'd like to. This one does have a 2.5K I rating cap. So again, a lot of the guys that we see dominate these races, you don't have to worry about for this ARCA league, and you can race for wins and race for championships. And again, no playoffs in this one. One drop race can't be Phoenix, cannot be the finale, but you can drop another race, so you're not obligated to race 10 races if you don't want to. But even if you do, you have that drop. This is gonna be a great league, Mean Gene. And if there's one thing that the first 2 preseason races have shown, is that trucks, ARCA, whatever it may be, DDIRL has really established a brand of racing, and that is clean, exciting, edge of your seat, and just really a lot of give and take while putting on a show. I couldn't be more proud to be a part of this league. I couldn't be more proud that it's on this network, and I can't wait to get this started next week.
Oh, you could be a part of that. Reach out right now. Stay below that 2.4, 2.5?
2.5. I mean, actually,
the
I'll say this,
2,500.
be within 2.5. It's really 2.6. If you're 2660 or 2560, I should say, you're fine. Just don't be 2600 plus.
There you go. But great opportunity there. And also the Tuesday night Big Trucking Tuesday, that is also in its exhibition mode. Another race we don't have up there, Saturday morning, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern, the Bonfire Race League running a developmental league. So that's under 2,000 is that I rating cap. So if you're newer to this and you would like a little bit of coaching opportunity, a chance to run in some larger packs, Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock, that's going to go back and forth between cup cars and truck cars. That league also is about to start. So if you're below 2,000, you're looking for a league, but you want to get something that has great networking opportunity, look at all these leagues. You can be a part of them depending on where you would like to join. Just reach out, make that happen. Big shout out today, of course, to all of our sponsors, KK Woodscapes as well, Kevin Kyle, building trophies and laying wood all across the nation, shipping everywhere. You got a celebration of a championship of an individual race. Go ahead, reach out to Kevin Kyle. This guy can memorialize your fantasy football league. Anything you need, reach out. If it got wood, it's got Kevin. Reach out, KK Woodscapes. Huge shout out to today's race sponsor. That's First to Engage Motorsports out of Carson City, Nevada. The First to Engage Motorsports, they can trick out your ride. They work on Can-Ams. They work on Pro Rs. Anything that you're dealing with on that off-road racing, they can lay new bodies. They can give you a new cage, working on the engines. These guys can handle all of your competitive and recreational needs. First to Engage Motorsports in Carson City, Nevada. Reach out to them. Big shout out to Jose Medina as the sponsor, bringing First to Engage to our league, giving us West Coast guys that opportunity to know more about them. Also, the league sponsor, Chantilly Lace Weddings. Chantilly Lace, 3 locations on the East Coast: Charlotte, Charleston, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and Savannah, Georgia as well. Chantilly Lace, not just weddings, they do all of your family photography needs. They do still and video photography. They can put together the set of your wedding, lay it out for you, put together that album after the fact. If you're a photographer getting into the industry, they can also assist you sharing their lighting setups. Really a resource for everyone involved who would like to either get into that industry or utilize the ability. Brandon and Krista Guerin, reach out to them. Chantilly Lace, always there for your special moments.
And yeah, Mean Gene, one shout out about them real quick. Are all these sponsors looking at that schedule? Every league is free. The fact that we have these awesome broadcasts, this incredible network, great admin team, like me and Mean Gene are not the admins of 90% of these leagues that we cover. We are just lucky to be in the booth. Yeah, no, we are not about that smoke. But it's just such an incredible ecosystem going on here, and all of it's free, and it's because of those sponsors. So cannot explain how unique that is, and how lucky we are to have all them.
Yeah, that's just been a really great deal for the drivers to have the ability, like, hey, I'm 2,000, below 2,000, I get in this first league, 2,200, I get in this second league, 2,400, 3,000. Just keep working your way up all through this entire Vortex network. So big shout out to the admins of Bonfire, of DDI, and of course to the Moonlight Racing League, who we just witnessed tonight. You can see right there, playoffs going to start next week. First round of 12 going to be Texas, Nashville, Homestead. Going to eliminate it down to the 8 drivers. Then Talladega, Iowa, Michigan. 2 really big fast tracks in that second round. And then it'll all wrap up at Kentucky, where we might see a Kyle Larson style champion if somebody like David Owens decides to make an appearance, because that dude,
or AJ Benesh,
or an AJ Benesh, yeah, that guy show up and just smoke him and take a Kevin Kyle trophy back to the house, and then you're stuck with a Kyle Larson championship.
Yeah, I know that feels at Kentucky against AJ Benesh, and I'll take that. Oh, I'll take that wood. No, I'm not saying that. Nope. Yep, I'll take that trophy all the way to the bank.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Too Wide in the booth. Mean Gene Money, Zach Panzarella giving you lots of love. Thank you for joining us. Big shout out to our sponsors. First to Engage Motorsports, Chantilly Lace Photography, KK Woodscapes, all of the league admins that make this possible. Steve Fugay, John Beverly, Zach Panzarella, Joe Volpus, David Owens, Thank you so much, guys. I think maybe Jack Sanders might be an admin. I don't know. Don't hold me to that. But the Colonel always around to help out. Been a pleasure. See you not Tuesday. Not Wednesday.
But Monday.
Thursday.
Yeah, next time. You're right. Wow, we will see y'all on Thursday.
They'll see you Thursday when Kevin Kyle launches the broadcast. Enjoy the rest of your evening, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, bottoms up and hammer down.